Imagine carrying your beliefs across deserts, through wars, exile, empires, and thousands of years of history. Imagine preserving traditions so ancient that they would later influence multiple world religions and shape laws, ethics, and civilizations across the globe. This is the story of Judaism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions. A faith centered on one God, sacred laws, covenant, identity, memory, and survival. And unlike many ancient civilizations that disappeared into history, Judaism endured. Through kingdoms rising and falling, through conquest and displacement, and through some of the most difficult moments in human history. Our story begins in the ancient Middle East, a region often called the cradle of civilization, home to powerful kingdoms, trade routes, and some of humanity's earliest cities. Thousands of years ago, many societies in this region practiced polytheism, the belief in many gods connected to nature, war, fertility, or the heavens. Civilizations like ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia worshipped multiple deities, but Judaism introduced something revolutionary for its time: monotheism, the belief in one God. This idea would later influence religions like Christianity and Islam, which together are followed by billions of people today. In many ways, Judaism became one of the foundational roots of the Abrahamic religions. According to Jewish tradition, one of the key early figures was Abraham. He is seen as entering into a covenant, or sacred agreement, with God. This covenant became a central idea in Judaism. The belief that there is a special relationship between God and the Jewish people, involving faith, responsibility, and moral law. Later came another major figure: Moses. According to tradition, Moses led the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt in an event remembered as the Exodus. This story became one of the most important narratives in Jewish history and identity. It is not only about escape from slavery, but about freedom, law, survival, and hope. One of the most significant moments in Jewish tradition is the giving of the Ten Commandments, moral laws said to have been revealed to Moses. These commandments influenced not only Jewish teachings, but also ethical traditions and legal ideas in many societies throughout history. This is one reason Judaism's influence extends far beyond the number of its followers. Its ideas shaped civilizations. Now here's something important when comparing Judaism to other religions. Unlike religions such as Hinduism, which developed gradually through many traditions and beliefs, Judaism is strongly centered on monotheism and covenant. And unlike Buddhism, which focuses heavily on enlightenment and overcoming suffering through personal understanding, Judaism emphasizes law, ethical living, community, memory, and relationship with God. Christianity later emerged from Jewish traditions and shares many sacred texts and historical roots with Judaism. Islam also recognizes figures like Abraham and Moses as important prophets. This means Judaism is historically connected to multiple major world religions. Studying it helps students understand not just one faith, but a large part of world history itself. Jewish sacred teachings are found in texts including the Torah. The Torah contains laws, teachings, stories, and traditions central to Jewish life. For centuries, these teachings were carefully preserved, studied, and passed down across generations. Education became deeply important in Jewish communities. Reading, interpretation, discussion, and debate were highly valued. This strong emphasis on learning helped Jewish traditions survive even during times of displacement and hardship. Now imagine trying to preserve your culture after losing your homeland, because throughout history Jewish communities faced repeated invasions, exiles, and persecution. Ancient kingdoms rose and fell around them. The Jewish kingdoms themselves were conquered by powerful empires. The Babylonian Empire destroyed the first temple in Jerusalem. Later, the Roman Empire destroyed the second temple in 70 CE. These events were devastating, yet Judaism survived, not because of military power, but because of memory, tradition, community, and faith. This is one of the most remarkable parts of Jewish history. A civilization carried not only by land or government, but by identity and belief. Jewish traditions also shaped daily life and community practices. The Sabbath, observed from Friday evening to Saturday evening, became a sacred time for rest, prayer, and reflection. Major holidays like Passover remember the Exodus, and the journey from slavery to freedom. Hanukkah celebrates resilience and religious freedom. These celebrations connect modern Jewish families to events remembered for thousands of years. And just like many religions, Judaism uses rituals and traditions to strengthen family and cultural identity across generations. Now let's connect this to the modern world. Today, Judaism is practiced around the globe. Jewish communities exist in countries across North America, Europe, the Middle East, Latin America, Africa, and Asia. Jewish contributions to science, philosophy, literature, law, music, and education have been significant throughout modern history. Famous figures influenced by Jewish identity or heritage include Albert Einstein, whose scientific discoveries transformed physics, and Sigmund Freud, whose ideas influenced psychology. Modern conversations about ethics, justice, human rights, and education have also been shaped partly by traditions connected to Judaism and other Abrahamic religions. But Jewish history also includes some of humanity's darkest chapters. During the Holocaust, millions of Jewish people were murdered by Nazi Germany during World War II. This tragedy reminds the world of the dangers of hatred, discrimination, and extremist ideologies. And it is one reason why studying Judaism is not only about religion, it is also about understanding resilience, identity, survival, and human rights. One fascinating thing about Judaism is how strongly it connects history, religion, and culture together. For many Jewish people, being Jewish is not only about religious belief, it can also involve shared history, traditions, language, family heritage, and cultural identity. This makes Judaism unique in many ways compared to some other world religions. And despite thousands of years of change, ancient Jewish texts are still studied today. Hebrew prayers are still spoken, traditions are still practiced, families still gather for the same holidays remembered for generations. That continuity is extraordinary. So what can we learn from Judaism? That ideas can survive even when kingdoms fall, that communities can preserve identity across centuries, that moral laws and ethical teachings can influence entire civilizations, and that understanding religions comparatively helps us better understand human history itself. Because Judaism did not only shape one people, its influence spread into global law, ethics, philosophy, and the development of other major religions. Today, Judaism remains one of the world's most historically influential religions, a tradition rooted in memory, learning, law, resilience, and faith. And perhaps its story teaches us something timeless, that even through exile, hardship, and change, human cultures and beliefs can endure far longer than empires. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to School Subjects Online for more fascinating journeys into the unknown. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.